Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be covering PLTR again, Palantir. Now this one here I covered before, so you'll find previous videos in the description below if you would like to watch it after this one. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So Palantir, if you haven't watched my previous videos, just a very brief overview of their products. They have three products: Palantir Gotham, Palantir Foundry, and Palantir Polo. So their entire operations is run by actually Palantir Apollo, which is power of SaaS where no SaaS has gone before. Then you got Palantir Foundry, which is amplifying and extending the power of data integration, and Palantir Gotham, which is integrating and managing and securing and analyzing all your enterprise data. So we'll move on from there into the latest updates that we have. If you go on towards their news section, you get to see a good amount of them that we have recently on. So for instance, Palantir selected to deliver prototype for Army Ground Station modernization. That was a long time ago. This is approximately a value of $250 million. Now the contract value in general is $250 million, rather but this phase is only $8.5 million. Now the next thing is Fujitsu Limited signs $8 million contract as a Palantir Foundry customer and becomes the first distributor of Foundry modules in Japan. That contract is around $8 million. Now the next thing we're looking at is their expanding of the Japan business with a new $22.5 million. And it looks like it's not just the first thing that they're going on with Japan. It looks like the direction of Japan is increasing in terms of their Foundry products, and that is bullish. If we all know, Japan has a lot of technology advancements, and if PLTR is actually expanding their operations in Japan, it tells you that their product works in where technology is already improved and advanced off in other places in the world. So the next thing here, we did cover this one before, was their NHS agreement or contract. So you get to see they have a lot of contracts being signed. Things are looking bullish, as well as their Trinity challenge with Google, Microsoft. I talked about that previously. Now, we don't have any new events. So the thing with this one here is SEC filings have been a little bit dry. When we look into the SEC filings, we have ones here and there. It's a statement of ownership. So this is basically adding or selling shares, You get to see there's nothing new that we can harvest on there from the SEC filing. And we can pinpoint like this is the next catalyst. And that is why it's actually dipping down by. But throughout this dip, institutional buyers have been adding on, and that is something we need to really consider. Take a look. A lot of institutional buyers are adding on more positions, and that does tell you something. It tells you that they are bullish and they think that this company has a good future. And that is something for us to recognize. Insiders have been actually selling, but they have been selling all the way back almost every month. They've been selling. I can't even remember when the last time they purchased any shares. Usually what they do is conversion or exercising and then selling. So nothing new there. It's not like they think that the company will go down in price or it's going to go to penny stock or whatever. No. They're just cashing out some of their money, which that's one of the forms they actually get paid with. So we kind of get an overview that the company, yes, has amazing contracts, has a lot of customers, expanding in Japan, and a lot of military work, and we did go through the presentations before in my previous videos. So for this one here, we're going to move on towards technical analysis. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. It really does help my channel. It helps my channel a lot to get recognized. And if you would like, we have a Discord server. It's basically very much of a chat room where we all discuss during trade hours, and there's no pumping, and it's very much straightforward. Now, on a one-day perspective, on a technical analysis point of view, things actually still look bullish, even though we had the decrease in price. So 10 SMA, the green line, is above the 30 EMA, although that is thinning a little. The trading action zone is almost very thin, between $24.99 and $24.59. There's only around 40 cents in there. And it's above the 50 SMA at 23.16. The ADX is at 25.85, and that is very much off the point where you can start expecting reversals around 20 to 25. Now, William %R is sitting at neutral, but the MACD here looks like it's about to attempt a reversal. Last time it was rejected. This time, with the momentum and it looks like a lot of the other indicators are falling in line, you can say that probably you're going to be seeing another bounce here. Perhaps a really good reversal. Now, the next thing we're looking at here is an MACD that's actually retracting a little. The 2-hour perspective looks a little bit choppy. It went to 28 in the morning and then dropped down to something like 25.82 and then back to 28 and then back to 25.94 and then stabilized 25.85. Which basically shows there are weaker hands or paper hands, whatever. People selling are a little bit not very sure on what they're holding. But overall, the 2-hour perspective just shows a sloppy movement. Now, right now, moving average bands shows 28.33 on the top, 25.75 in the middle, and 23.18 in the bottom. That is very much closer to what the Bollinger Bands are also showing. So in that sense, you can expect it to trade here and there, and until it gets some even better news that is not priced in. I feel a lot of the contracts that we're getting right now are all priced in, and that's a part of the business. The stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing there is a potential for another leg. Now, Fibonacci retracements shows the current support sitting at the 2410, followed by 2120, followed by 1830, followed by 1471, followed by 890. The two significant resistances on the Fibonacci retracements are 2823 and 3350. Now, moving on, let's do quickly 1 month, 1 hour. Significant price points for supports. There's a significant one at 25.69, below there 25.20, below there a very strong one around the 24.61 mark, and then 23.27. Significant resistances, a strong one at the 26.98, above there 27.46, above there 27.86, and then to 29.09. Now, one thing I really want to highlight is something very interesting. If you were to look at the price line, the trend line that is happening here, start somewhere around here, you get to see it's almost on a downtrend. So that is something concerning. However, it still hasn't really, well, I mean, it is broken that kind of uptrend that we were going on in projections or projectile motion. You're getting to see that it keeps dropping down. So that is something concerning. But what it's actually doing here is it's almost accumulating in a sense. Because in all technicality, you can say basically it is trying to find a new high and it keeps getting rejected every time. And people just want to sell before and being impatient and selling before it meets that new high. So what you're trying to really look for is that break for the 30.58. If it does actually break the 30.58, it probably will easily see 40 and 50. Now, in all time right now, you can consider it to be accumulating because volumes are being a little bit low in that sense. And there's nothing wrong about that in general. I definitely do think this one will be a really, really nice investment in the long term. In the short term, it is actually attempting a positive reversal. So if it does actually see that positive reversal on the MACD on the 1-day perspective, you can actually see a new high. Now, what do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.